Charlie Kirk was assassinated. Let me tell you exactly what that means for our politics. I've spent 15 years working in political communications, understanding exactly how horrific moments like these are weaponized by the far right. And it's already happening, so let's get into it. First, I don't think Charlie Kirk was a good person. He spent much of his time pushing an extreme, divisive ideology, often diminishing the exact kind of violence that he was a victim of. But just because he wasn't an empathetic person doesn't mean that our empathy shouldn't extend to his children or the people who loved him. Second, political violence is corrosive and often only leads to more violence, more extremism. If we can't express our political views freely without violence, we don't live in a free country, and that's an attack on all of us. And it's just a statement of fact that nobody has been more responsible for the corrosive tone in our politics and the rise of unchecked political violence than Donald Trump. And if you need any more evidence of that, you can look at his remarks from yesterday, in which, hours after the shooting, with 0 suspects in custody, the President of the United States blamed the radical left and suggested that only conservatives are a victim of political violence. Trump conveniently forgot to mention that just 2 months ago, a Democratic lawmaker was assassinated in Minnesota and another was shot. He forgot to mention the attempt to kill Nancy Pelosi and the brutal assault on her husband. He forgot the plots to kidnap Gretchen Whitmer and kill Josh Shapiro. He forgot the pipe bombs sent to Democratic lawmakers across the country. And he forgot January 6th. Why? Because Donald Trump has no interest in toning down the rhetoric, and he doesn't give a shit about political violence, at least not violence directed at Democrats. In fact, this plays right into Trump's grievance politics, and he'll use it to further divide us and villainize his opponents. You won't find a prominent Democrat celebrating Kirk's assassination. Across the board, elected Democrats will express horror and sympathy, and condemn any form of political violence. But that won't stop the right from using this to spark more violence. In fact, it's already happening. Yesterday, just hours after the shooting, Fox News host Jesse Waters said, quote, "They're at war with us. What are we going to do about it?" And he wasn't the only one. If you don't believe me, pause the video and look at how some of the most prominent voices on the MAGA right responded. Political violence is not unique to one party, and easy access to guns makes an already hostile political environment deadly. But one person, one man, has the ability to turn the temperature down in our politics. And already we've seen him use this moment to crank the dial up even higher. Don't allow yourself to be numb to this tragedy. Regardless of how you feel about Charlie Kirk, he wasn't your enemy. In a free society where anyone can speak their mind, the only enemy is those who seek to take that freedom away. So keep speaking out, keep yourself engaged, and keep leading with empathy. We can't let them take that away.
Charlie Kirk has said Palestine and Palestinians do not exist. And a quick update on his health, it seems like he did not survive his injuries and no longer exists amongst us. And I can see the internet flooding with prayers and sympathies from Candace Owens, Dave Smith, and mashallah, even from the Muslim community. And like I said earlier, I offer him the exact same prayers and sympathies he offered Palestinian children.
Why is no one talking about who killed Charlie Kirk? Think about it. 200 yards away, on a roof. That was a kill shot. They hit his artery and it went through his vertebrae, dead on the spot. He died before he even left. That's not a regular shot. It was one bullet. He didn't fire 50 shots. It was one bullet from 200 yards away. Very few human beings on the planet could have nailed that shot and the way that he did it. Think about that. The person who did it was a trained assassin. Now, why would you have a trained assassin kill a 31-year-old political figure? Because this political figure is the reason Trump got elected in the last election. And this political figure is blowing up so much that in the midterms, Republicans are about to win. So how do you prevent them from winning? You kill the man who's got control over the small margin they need to win. The man who ran Turning Point USA. And why you should share this is because most people think it's a random political act just out of publicity. No. This was a political assassination because they don't want the Republicans to win the next election. You cannot go around killing key political figures in a democracy. That's not how you fucking do it. That's how you do it in a dictatorship, and that's exactly where things are heading. You have to share this because our freedom, our actual freedom, is at risk if you don't.